It was night when we entered New York. The Emperor had the carriage stop before the door of an inn situated on the right and got out. This inn was of rather poor appearance. The master or mistress of the house showed the travelers up to the room on the first floor, which the Emperor took. It was a good-sized room with one bed. On the same landing were other rooms of which the other gentlemen took possession, and in one of them the table was laid for supper, which was served without delay. The Emperor remained at table for a good while. It was late when he returned to his room. He was undressed and went to bed. He could not rest quietly, being disturbed by the chatter of the inn people who were collected in the kitchen, which was separated from the Emperor's room only by a partition of boards supported by joists. It was not until a late hour that this noise stopped. All was in the most complete silence when an incident came to trouble our rest. I was lying in the room on a mattress which I had placed across the door. I was lying there peacefully when I heard the noise of men wearing boots coming up the stair. When these individuals reached the landing, they came and knocked at the door behind which I was, and even tried to open it, raising the latch. I rose at once and, partly opening the door, asked them what they wanted. They were two officers of gendarmerie looking for the Duke of Rovigo. After I had shown them where the Duke's room was and had closed the door, the Emperor woke up and asked me what the matter was. I told him what happened. The next morning, pretty early, the Emperor was dressed. The prefect, who had learned that he was at an inn in the town, sent him his carriage. He got into it, went to the prefecture. I could not go there at once, but as soon as I had collected the luggage and put it in the carriage, to which I had two horses hitched, I went to the hotel. I found the Emperor in bed in the prefect's room and Marchand with him. The baggage wagons had arrived during the night. The whole day passed very well. After dinner, the Emperor held a reception. During the evening, the city rang with "Vive l'Empereur! Vive Napoleon!" It was almost like the evening of a holiday. The next day, July 3rd, about 4:30 in the morning, the Emperor, rested by a good night, started again with the same companions going to Rochefort. A detachment of 25 chasseurs, commanded by an officer, escorted him for a considerable distance. When they had reached the place where they had to turn back, the Emperor stopped the carriage, thanked the officer, and gave some Napoleons to the soldiers. As he saluted them, he signed to me to tell the postilion to go on. We arrived at Rochefort pretty early. The Emperor stopped at the Maritime Prefect's Hotel and took up his quarters there. All that I remember of Rochefort is that this hotel is preceded by a long court planted with trees where convicts, dragging their ball and chain, were moving about busy with the work of the hotel. And I recollect that every night we heard the sentries calling out, "Sentinel, watch out!" Chapter 9, Rochefort to St. Helena. All the members of the Emperor's suite who had started from Malmaison found themselves reunited at Rochefort. Prince Joseph often came to see the Emperor. I saw General Lallemont, whom I did not know, nor did I know that he was one of His Majesty's suite. Every morning the Maritime Prefect came to report to the Emperor what was the state of the sea and what had been seen upon it. On July 8th, the Emperor left Rochefort and went to sleep on the frigate Salle. That day, Novaraz was on duty. When the Emperor had gone, they gave me a sailboat, and I went to join him. The Emperor was very comfortable on board the frigate. The officers did not appear favorable to his cause. The captain was far from being satisfied at seeing on his ship the great misfortune which had come to take refuge there. Knowing the events which had just happened and foreseeing all the results which might flow from them, he thought it well to walk warily. Consequently, I think that when the Emperor decided to live on the island of X, Captain Philibert must have exclaimed, now I can draw a long breath. Moreover, the ship was extremely badly kept. It showed its commander's negligence. The quarter-deck was divided into two parts by a sail. The largest served as a bedroom for the Emperor, and the smaller was a den into which General Becker retired. It was only there that I perceived that nobody spoke out freely, as the general had ears to hear and a tongue to speak. He was an agent of the provisional government, and particularly of Fouché. On the 12th of July, the Emperor left the Salle and went to live on the island of Aix. During the day, the Emperor seemed decided to embark on a lugger commanded by Captain Besson. He had given me orders to put all the arms in good condition. They consisted of several pairs of pistols and 4 fowling pieces. one double with a revolving breech. The sailors of the ship came to get them and the ammunition for them in the evening. They also carried away things for the emperor's use, and linen, clothes, etc., for the needs of the voyage. These sailors, who were 3 in number, were accompanied by Monsieur Besson. The persons who were to embark with His Majesty to go to America were the Duke of Rovigo, the Grand Marshal, and General Lallemant. I had been chosen to accompany the Emperor as being the one who could best endure seasickness and fatigue. I was prepared. I was waiting, fully equipped, when I learned about midnight that in a family council and after mature deliberation, it had been decided the Emperor should surrender to the English.